What's up guys, it's Klex, and today we're going to be going over some hardpoint setups for the map Checkmate. For P1, the focus we're going to have if you spawn on this side of the map is to flip spawns. As you can see right now what I'm showing you, P2 is more so on that side of the map, so your focus is going to want to be to flip spawns because P2 you can get a lot of time on. And speaking of P1, the setup that I'm going to show right now, P1 you're not going to get a lot of time. It's pretty much a contest fest. So the setup I'm showing as well is send some people, maybe 2 to 3, to the P1 area of the map, which is of course inside plane right here. We're going to have 2 people, I'd say at least, contesting here and fighting for time. The other people, as I said before, they should be focusing on flipping the spawn for the entirety of P1's time. Now, talking about if you're coming from facing from this side of the map, you are going to want to send an AR and flex player, one on each side of the plane, trying to take down any enemy that gets aggressive on either side of the plane, as I mentioned. Obviously, 2 to go inside of P1 to contest, and your goal is to hold spawns in that whole entire P1 hill for, of course, those 60 seconds. And like I said, it's going to be a contest fest. Though for P1, try at least make it a tie, possibly, as you're never going to get big time on P1. A big goal for SMG players like me, as you can see I have the gold camo on the AK, is to focus on controlling plane, as it is more favored for you to win gunfights on it because, well, it's very close quarters. If we get control of this, the map gets a lot easier for your team because you, as well as your assault rifle teammates, are going to be able to use the line of sights the plane provides to get easier kills in more times on the hardpoints. But speaking of SMG players, I've seen Envoy play with an SMG on this map, but he will pick up an AR whenever he can, and he'll use that. He'll switch between it in the scenarios he sees fit. Alright, ideally we now have spawns for P2, as this is very important because P2 is a money hill. So you're going to have the guy in hill, he's going to use the cover, maybe go somewhere in a corner somewhere. Other looking over him, and the other 2 utilizing the cover and playing area to its full advantage. And this is a hardpoint setup video, but it's very important that you understand that you as a player in your team need to get really good at rotating for P2 and P5 because these hills are really hard to flip spawns for. Once I'm done with the hardpoint setup series, I'm going to go over rotating and breaking setups, but until then, watch and focus on how pros rotate to P2 and P5, and that will up your game on this map by a ton. Alright, now we are at P3. P3 is a contest fest like P1, as it's literally right below. And ideally, we're going to rotate from P2. We'll have a guy in hill getting time, doing whatever he can to stay alive, and one AR using the corner in P3 to trade with him if he goes down. One on the left wing, maybe a flex player with an AR at this point, and one guy that you can see where he is located on the map as well. He's getting this angle that nobody is watching possibly. Is spawns flipping the scenario too? You know, they're spawning over there. They switch over there. All you do, tell your teammates, yo, turn around. They're spawning over there. That's all you do. All right, P4. Since P5 is on this side of the map, we're going to want to flip spawns to this side, ideally before we even set up for P4, so we have an easier time holding these last 2 hills. And that's your focus because P4 is a really scrappy hill. Have a guy in hill, definitely use trophies a lot on this. Have a guy watching over OBJ. Use cover to your advantage as well, as I keep on mentioning. One guy in plane, he can jump out of stairs or plane window to flank or get on time as well. And have one guy near P5 and wood so he could just hold down spawns basically for P5. When rotating to P5, having control of wood is so important, as it will give you favorable spawns for P5. So focus on getting in and around this area. And lastly, the setup for P5, someone focusing on the side of the plane you guys can see more easily. One AR in wood watching over OBJ as well. He should use the cover in hill so it's advantageous, you know, watch the barrels push. And another in hill to ideally watch what is wide open in the scenario. Basically, that's pretty much it, guys. That's the hardpoint setup, and I believe that should be it for my hardpoint setup series. So it's going to be very interesting doing the next videos I'm going to be doing, like breaking the hardpoint setups, all this kind of stuff. I have a ton of ideas for the channel. So if you want to get better at Cold War competitive, this is the channel for you. Go ahead and subscribe. If you want to help out the channel, all you got to do is leave a like. That helps out with the algorithm. So yeah, I would be really appreciated if you guys went ahead and do that. It's been Klex, guys, and I'm out. Peace.